Welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through all that noise online and give you the key takeaways, nice and quick. Today, we're jumping into something super practical, how you can actually really improve your English speaking. We want to give you a clear path, a way to feel more confident, more comfortable when you talk.
Exactly. And it's not just going to be a list of things to do. We're digging into the why these techniques work, connecting them back to how we actually learn languages. So by the end, you won't just know what to do, you'll get why it's so effective.
Absolutely. We've looked at the source material, and, well, 4 key strategies really stood out. We'll show you how they kind of fit together, giving you, a whole approach to leveling up your English. So let's get started. Okay, first up, tip number 1. And it sounds maybe a bit strange at first, but it's powerful. Talk to yourself. Or, find a friend who doesn't mind listening. Basically, just narrate what's going on. The material suggests asking yourself stuff like, what am I doing? Or what are those people doing over there? Maybe what do I see? Or even what do I want to do next? And then, well, you just answer yourself out loud.
Yeah, and what's really interesting there from a language acquisition standpoint is how it gets you practicing output without the pressure. It's like a rehearsal in your head almost. You're not just grabbing for words, you're actually activating the speech process. One of our sources, Veronica, really emphasizes this. Doing it often makes you feel way more comfortable, clearer, and just better at, getting your point across later.
That makes a lot of sense. Like practicing before you go on stage. But I can imagine people feeling a bit awkward talking to themselves. What about, like, how loud should you be?
Oh, a totally normal feeling. And the advice is pretty practical. Just adapt. If you're alone, go for it. Speak loud. It actually helps with the muscle memory for pronunciation. But if you're out and about, just whisper or even just think the sentences in English. The main thing isn't volume, it's consistency. It's about building that habit of thinking in English. That's a huge step towards fluency.
Right. Adapt to where you are. That's smart. Okay, so once you're getting comfortable with that self-practice, the next big thing is making sure people understand you. Which brings us neatly to tip 2. Speak clearly.
Exactly. And clarity here isn't just about saying the words right. It's also about the music of the language, the intonation, the rhythm. The process laid out is basically listen really carefully to people who speak English well, maybe on a podcast like this one, or TV, or someone you know. Notice how they say things, the ups and downs in their voice, how words kind of flow together. You're tuning your ear.
And then you actually do it. You practice by repeating what you heard. Try to copy their sound, their rhythm. The source used the example, what a beautiful day. You just say it right after, trying to match how they said it. It's not about losing your accent, more about being easily understood.
And to really check yourself, recording your own voice is incredibly useful. It gives you that direct feedback. You can play yours, play the original, and hear the differences. Pinpoint where maybe the pronunciation or the rhythm is a bit off. You can do this with literally any sentence, like, the weather is beautiful, the sky is blue, the birds are singing. Record it, listen back, tweak it.
Okay, good stuff. Moving to our third tip, and this one's ongoing for any language learner, right? Learn more words, vocabulary. It's a constant process. I remember trying to learn lists of words and, well, they didn't always stick.
Yeah, very common. And that's kind of the difference between just memorizing and really acquiring words. The recommendation is to weave living new words and phrases into your everyday life. Sure, use a dictionary or an app, they're helpful tools. But the real learning happens when you actively use the words.
So what does that active use look like? Reading seems key here. The advice is basically read stuff you actually like in English. Books, blogs, articles, whatever floats your boat. And the technique is, see a word you don't know, write it down, look it up. And then this is the important bit, make your own sentences using it. Try to think how you'd use it.
Exactly. That act of creating your own sentence really cements it. It moves it from just recognizing the word to actually being able to produce it. And for what to read, the guidance is great. Start easy if you need to. Children's books, comics, magazines, that sort of thing. Or leverage what you already know. Read a book you loved in your own language, but in English. Or even a movie script.
Yeah, and I love the point about focusing on your interests.
Yeah.
That feels really powerful. Like, if you love football, read about your team. If you're into science, read about that. Business trends, go for it. Make it relevant.
That's the core idea, really. Find something that pulls you in, something that makes you genuinely curious to understand more. That natural motivation, that's what keeps you going and makes the vocabulary stick long term. It stops being a chore.
Okay, On to number 4. And this one often feels like the biggest leap, but maybe the most impactful. Speak with English speakers. This is where all that practice, the self-talk, the clear speaking, it all comes together. Time to, actually talk to people.
It really is. And the big question then becomes, well, where do you find these people? The source material gives a whole bunch of ideas: language learning groups, conversation clubs, online forums or groups, even teachers, tutors, friends who speak well. Lots of avenues.
And the payoff seems huge. Getting over that shyness, that fear of making mistakes, building real confidence so you can just talk more comfortably. It's putting it all into practice, right?
Precisely. And these conversations, they're not just practice runs, they're opportunities for feedback. You can ask people, hey, could you correct me if I say something wrong? Get their input on how you're doing, pick up new phrases naturally. Plus, you learn more than just words. You pick up on tone, gestures, even cultural things. It's a much richer learning experience.
So how do you actually make those connections?